how to waterproof an RC car receiver. Well, in my last hobby room video I highlighted that I was about to waterproof a couple of my Traxxas receivers down on the side, and here is the secret sauce: conformal coating. Want to see what it's used for? Let me take the camera off the tripod and show you. Well, before I get onto the receiver, I'm just going to show you a traditional Traxxas waterproof box. Traxxas are not alone in providing a box like this with a rubber seal around the top of it, but it does have one weak point, and this is the entry hole that the cables go into here. There is a little rubber strip along the top of this inside, which is clamped down by these two screws, but still this is a weak point for any water to get in through the car. I would recommend putting a little bit of just RC grease on the top in between the rubber strip. Definitely helps cut down on the water, but if water gets inside that box, this receiver is suddenly very exposed to the water. Well, the solution is to apply conformal coating to the PCB. But how do you get to the receiver? First of all, you need to push these two little tabs back, and there's a third tab on this end. You need something sharp like this in order to push those away. Once you've done that, the receiver can be lifted out of the box entirely, and we're now going to coat both sides of that in conformal coating. When the conformal coating is dry, this should make this board completely watertight. You will see some of the new receivers, like the one on the Red Cat Gen 8, already come pre-coated in conformal coating, hence they are waterproof. And before anybody says how to waterproof your receiver, put a rubber balloon around it, Rich. Well, I did a video on that, and people in that video said don't put a rubber balloon around it, use conformal coating. So I kind of can't win. I'll put a link to this conformal coating below the video, but it's very easy to use. As you will know, you don't actually need the paintbrush I've got in my hand. It does actually come with a little brush included in the bottle. Now, at this point, you can either disconnect it from the receiver board from the wiring, or from a perspective of hanging it to dry, I'm actually going to paint it and leave it on the receiver wires, thus it'll hang in midair, and I'm not going to worry about the thing sticking to anything. Hope that makes sense. Hopefully that's a good tip for people. Okay, well folks, I'm going to try not to get my hands in the way too much on here. I'm going to liberally, starting at the very edges here. You can go fairly thick with this stuff on here. I would quite possibly recommend a second coat on here, as you get quite a lot in a bottle and it's only going to spread on fairly evenly. There will be undoubtedly someone out there who says you don't want to do it like this, Rich, you want to do it like that. But my sort of question with these things, when someone always wants to know a better way of doing it, if you already know how to do it, why are you watching a video on it and not outside playing with your RCs? Because if I already knew how to do this, I'd be outside playing with mine. I hope that makes sense. One thing to say, guys, is you can use this on any PCB. Once it's dry, it makes the thing completely watertight, so you could use it on the ESC or on the other electrics, like a lighting board that you might have to hand. Well guys, that's the board fully covered in conformal coating on both sides. You could choose to give it a second coat, but I think one should be sufficient on there. So I'm going to leave that to dry. As I say, it hangs on the wires on there, so it's not going to stick to anything, which is quite a good tip to my mind. Anyway, hope you found that useful, as that's how to waterproof an RC receiver nice and easily. Link to the conformal coating below the video if you need any. Anyway, hope you found that tip useful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the circle image to subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, then don't forget to hit that little notifications bell next to it.